Hi guys, just waiting for everyone to join, okay? Just give us a few minutes. Just waiting for everyone to come on, guys. We'll start shortly. Okay, okay, I think we got most of us here. 14. Hi everyone. Uh, more. Hi guys. Hi, sweetheart. Lovely. Okay. That's nice. We've never said hello to each other. Of this. Okay. We all here. This is being recorded, so if anything happens, you need to leave. Um, if it cuts out, you can't get back on. I will have my phone here, so I will look for messages, but it is recorded, so we're all good. All right. I'm just going to, yeah, make sure you're all muted, ladies. I think we've got, there we go. Dinu, Shell, just have yourselves muted. Who else? That's it. Yeah, just so we don't get any extra sound coming in. Okay, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This evening, I hope you've had a nice day. Gold trade today. I actually didn't take it, but what a wicked trade. It was 140 pips. I was like, so I'm so glad we've got this new girl in. We've got a lot to do with her. So if you did take a trade and waited till TP, well done. Right, so for this evening, I basically, it's G, not Peter. I was thinking we've got a male in the community, what's going on? Or that's anyone can name each other what they want. So Peter, G, no problem. Right, so I am a trading CEO, or I am the trading CEO. What do I mean by that? You guys probably already know what CEO means. Basically, you are a director, you are the boss of a business. I don't know if you guys work for a company, but every company has a CEO. They've got a director, MD, managing director. And essentially, with trading, that is exactly what you guys are. So if you've signed up to trade and if you're committing to trade to better your life, you need to get it into your heads right now that you are the MD, you're the boss, you're the director, you are the CEO. So it's time to change the game. We're no longer, working for people higher up and allowing them to dictate what we have to do, what time we get to work, what salary we're going to make. Yes, that's probably still ongoing at the moment, But in trading, you don't have any of that. You are top boss and you have to start acting like it, okay? Um, so make sure you have pen and paper. I know I said I'm recording, but really the reason why I always suggest to have pen and paper and to take notes is because actually when you spend time like this, even if it's for half an hour or an hour, you actually don't really retain everything. So you might feel like you've retained as much of information as possible, but really the average person retains about 20% when they're listening to something. So imagine the 80% of information you've missed. So do go back onto this or write it
Morayo,
down
keep
when
quiet
you.
and sleep.
Tina, just have your oh, I can mute you guys. I didn't know that. I can mute you guys. How did I not know that? Sorry about that. Um, so when you write and listen and watch all at the same time when you're doing something, your percentage of how much you retain gets higher. So here tonight we are watching and we are listening and we are doing, we are writing. Okay, so make sure you write as much as possible. I will go slow. All I want to do is basically a very direct, solid list, checklist of what you need to be watching out for, what you need to be thinking about, what you need to be spending your energy on as a CEO of your trading journey, and just give you guys extra things to think about, extra things to work with to create new ideas, and also to learn and explore more about yourself. Okay, so as I've said, if you are a trader, you are your own CEO, which means you are basically in control of everything. You're in control of what time you're working, you're in control of your days off, you're in control of your holidays, you are in control of how much money you want to make, and you are in control of taking a salary and doing what you want with it. Okay, so that also means paying taxes. Okay, but this is all down to you, 100% down to you. And your other team member is the chart. Okay. So that essentially has to be your best friend because your best friend is basically helping you make money. So we're not seeing TradingView and the charts as an attack, as a threat, as an enemy. It is your best friend, it's your team member. And yeah, you got to just get into that mind frame already before you guys continue with this journey. So, number one, what I want you guys to jot down or think about is your rota, your schedule, which I've already previously mentioned. Basically, what days you work, what hours you are working. Okay. So, yes, the charts and the trading is open between Monday to Friday. Obviously, Bitcoin might be doing, I think it's still weekends, isn't it? But essentially, Monday to Friday, do you want to be trading Monday to Friday, or do you just want to do 2 days, or 3 days, or 4 days? It's totally up to you. You are your own boss. You can choose what you want, but also every decision that you make has to go down to what makes you more profitable. So if you're working 5 days, but the fifth day you always lose a lot and you go into a lot of profits that you've made between Monday to Thursday. Maybe you want to set yourself only 4 days because by Thursday you've made good money and that fifth day is always seeming a little bit tricky. So rather than seeing it as a day of loss, you're seeing it as a day off, okay? Because that's what we want to do. We want to work less hours, less days, and make more money, okay? So thinking of it in that kind of perspective, and your hours. For example, do you just want to trade 2 hours a day? Do you want to trade all day? Do you want to be on the charts all day? Think about how it's going to work into your current schedule rather than the other way around, okay? Because we're not having trading as our main thing and then our lives revolve around it. Trading revolves around our life, okay? So trading has to fit into what works now and in a healthy manner. So making sure you are aware of all of this, you are aware of what days you take breaks, when you take breaks. You are aware if you go on holiday, are you still trading? Are you still analyzing your charts? Do you take time off from trading just to give some headspace? Things that you need to be thinking about, okay? And also, just to mention, when you are taking breaks, if you do decide that you're only going to do trading twice a week, 2 days a week, think about your analysis, okay? Because your analysis is going to keep developing throughout the week. So even if you're not working Wednesday to Friday and you come back after Saturday and Sunday and go back on Monday, you're going to see a gap within your analysis. So as well as saying, I'm only going to work Monday to Tuesday or Monday to Wednesday, when are you going to do your analysis? Are you going to still do 5 minutes a day of your analysis to make sure that you have a consistent chart that you can follow when you do go back to work on that Monday? Or are you just going to do a really big, massive analysis on the weekend to then sum up all week? Okay, so you've got options there, you've got ways of working around this, you know. Are you a part-time worker? You're a full-time worker? That kind of thing. Okay. So number two, similar to with times and our schedules, is whether you are a day trader or a swing trader, which means if you're trading in the day or if you're trading during the night. Swing trade basically means the Asian session, let's say from 11 till 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I think, 7 o'clock. So basically a nighttime trader. So maybe you work most nights. So you can only trade before you leave work at 11 p.m. or midnight or 1 o'clock. Okay. Maybe you're a night owl. So you might feel like you've got more motivation. You might feel like you've got more adrenaline or more focus at night. Some people do. I used to, not anymore. So yeah, checking whether you want to be that day trader or swing trader. Some people do both. Some people don't really think about whether they want to do day or night. They're kind of just thinking about when their alerts go off. So choose and try different avenues, but always go back to what makes you more profitable. Yeah. And if you find that what makes you more profitable is hours that might be a little bit complicated, work around it. See what you can do. What can you change in your day-to-day schedule to make trading work at that time that you're more profitable? And if that doesn't work, and if it's going to affect your environment, going to affect your outside lifestyle, your outside life hours, then you need to go back to the drawing board and work out another time that you are more profitable. Yeah. Number three, how do you show up to work? This is a bit of humor for me because when I first started trading, I used to open my eyes, roll over to the side, grab my phone, and be like this. Yeah. And that's how I was trading for the first few months. Um, until I realize I am a CEO and this is not going to work. Okay. Yes, it's okay to trade from your pajamas. Yes, it's okay to trade as soon as you wake up. This is all really down to you. Okay. But what you need to think about is when your levels of concentration are at its peak. So, for example, if you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and let's say, you know, to make you more clear headed, you need your coffee, you need to go for a walk, and you need to eat something small, then that has to be in play and then you trade. Yeah, because there's no point in thinking, oh my God, you know, our gold trading lady is going to do trades around 6 a.m. I've got to be up, and you don't have anything else in place. This is why I do a self-check-in list most mornings, is because I want to make sure that you guys are taking responsibilities for how you are waking up, if you're hydrated, if you need to exercise, you know, how you're feeling, where are you emotionally that morning? Because all of this plays a massive part. Yeah, you're exploring who you are as a trader, as a CEO, as a human being. So it's really important to know what works and what doesn't. Yeah. So now, for example, I need to make sure that I've walked my dogs, because I know that I used to get into this habit where I would take a trade and I'd be watching it, you know, ever so too much. And then I would end up walking my dogs with my phone, watching the trade and basically not paying attention to my dogs, not paying attention to the road I'm walking on. And it just got too sloppy. It got too much. You know, by the time I get home, if there was a loss, I'd be in a bit of a weird emotional, not stable balance. So little things like that. Now I scrap that, walk the dogs, have my coffee or have my lemon and water, and then get on to trading. And if I've missed a trade, oh well, doesn't matter because there are so many other hours coming up to take a trade. Yeah. Um, where are we? Number four. I've written this down so I don't forget. Where do you trade? Big, big, big question. Where do you trade? So, meaning, are you trading from your phone? Are you trading from different screens? Okay, that's good to have as well. So if you have one or two laptops, I have a laptop, my phone, and a separate screen. And I do that because I love looking at different time frames all at once, because I really vibe off intuition in the live environment. And it's something that I feel like I do really well outside in my lifestyle. So I knew that this would work. Whereas, for example, you might find only one time frame works or two. So you only need your phone and your laptop. Maybe you need to be at your desk with your laptop rather than out and about trading on your phone. Um, really work out what works for you. Okay. There's a money corner that some of you guys might have heard me and Diane talk about quite a lot. We all have a money corner in our house, and it's basically the further furthest left corner of the house from your main door when you come in. And Diane, actually, she will be a great person to talk with you on this one. But basically, your money corner is the most strongest peak area of your house, where if you are at that specific place or trading towards it or whatever, or you've got I don't know, money that you've left over from holidays, euros, dollars, um, anything that's associated with money. I've got actually I don't have it. It's on my right side, but I've got crystals to help me kind of attract and manifest more money. That should be in my left corner, but my cooker is in my left corner, so that's a little bit tricky. But yeah, your money corner is really good to trade towards it. I know that might sound strange, but if you're really into your manifestation and spirituality and that kind of jazz, if your energy, look into your money corner because if you do have space, you can trade facing it or trade at that space. Yeah. And also when I say like, how do you trade? Like, what is around you? What's your environment like? Do you need music? Do you need chilled vibe? Do you need something motivating, something high with high energy pop music? Do you need the lights dim? Do they need to be bright? Do you need your window open? These are small, small details that we don't think about in our day to day, but it's important to remember that you are trying to be as peaceful as possible when you trade and as concentrated. Yeah. So if you are, let's say, in a living room, you've got kids running around, is that going to make you a profitable trader? Or is it going up to the quietest room in your house, or going down to the coffee shop, putting some music into your ears to relax you, to keep you calm? Yeah. So, how do you trade? Where are you trading from? Again, if you don't really have that kind of set and you're quite flexible and you're, concentrated and flexible wherever you are, maybe it is okay to take trades when you're out, when you've parked your car or in the car wash or out with friends, because some people do this. But set your boundaries. Yeah. So if you are out and you've got a trade on and you feel like you're not concentrating well, tell them you've got to take 5 minutes, walk out that door, leave the room, leave the social environment, and go and focus on your trade because that is work. It's essentially work, it's paying your salary. Yeah, so you have to be accountable and take responsibility for those times if you are out and, that's part of your regime that you trade when you're out and about because it's on your phone. And yeah, so what if people don't understand? Because I've actually been in the theatre once where I had a friend who was really angry at me, the fact that I said I needed to look at my phone. And this had been quite early on in my journey. So number one, I hope I never am in the theatre again with my phone because that was not a great experience. But number two, I chose to do that. So I chose to be there. And if I needed to leave, I didn't have to tell her anything. I could have just said, I'm popping to the bathroom and then worked on my trade. But small things like that, because people who don't understand this trading journey will just never understand what it means to look at your phone and look for a trade or analysis or etc. So really just zone that all out. It's not about them. This is your job. So handle it like a boss. Okay. And another thing, actually, Tonya and I think you told me once we were talking about incense. Do we have incense when we are trading? That's a big deal for me. So I have Palo Santo incense when I trade. It stimulates my mind, works really well. So there's another one for you. Light a candle. Lemongrass is perfect for anyone who's got anxiety. So if you are still in your emotional turmoils when trading, lemongrass is your one, okay? Yes, I burned some at my desk. Yeah, it's so good when you're trading, analyzing. Okay. Number five, I've kind of spoken about it already, which is, know your own boundaries. Yeah. Know the boundaries that you need when you're trading, like I said, with people around, and know your disturbances. So kids, noise, um, traffic. Are you trading while you're driving? Don't do it. Oh, I've stopped on the side of the A2 on the motorway once just because I had to do a trade. And actually, it was a trade that I had popped into the community. Never again. Um, do you have your phone while you trade? This is a good question because if you are trading from your phone and you have all your notifications on social media, Instagram, WhatsApp, emails, is that healthy for you? Is it healthy to have your phone that you're working from, and whilst you are looking at your chart, bing, 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 and then you see a message at the top saying, I have to talk to you now. Then all of a sudden your focus is somewhere else. Maybe you need to mute notifications of social media, of WhatsApp, whatever it is you need to do, guys, do it. Okay? Because these things, they matter. Yeah. Um, when a CEO or a boss is working, they work hard, they hustle hard, they literally silence the noise. They do not care about anything else because they're here to work, to hustle, to keep a business running, to keep consistent. If it means being away from your phone and your social media for 6 hours, 7 hours a day, then do it. It's the only way you're going to get through. Yeah. Remember, this is detail, small detail, but it's really important. Okay. Number six, we've got up until eight checklists. We've got time. Number six, I've written here investments in finance and study and education. So when you're self-employed, you basically do give yourself a bit of your budget where you keep investing. And let's say, for example, with my background as a masseuse, um, I would always, once or twice a year, I would take money out of what I've earned for, whatever month, and I would then go and pay for courses. And that was basically just to either get new skills coming in or just learn new ways of, as a business owner or as a masseuse or networking, take exams, anything like that, learn new vocabulary for my work. And you do this because you want to keep consistent, because it makes no sense, let's say, as a masseuse, becoming a masseuse, being qualified, and then spending the next 20 years only working from what you learned 20 years before. Doesn't work like that. That's why a lot of people, they lose quality because they're always focusing on money, always focusing on the quantity, and never really re-educating and re-practicing, going back to the drawing board. What can I change? What can I do to become better? Yeah, so with the money that you make as a profitable trader, you want to be putting money aside to keep on educating. Get yourself a private mindset coach. Yeah. Get yourself onto networking events and talking with people. And, even if you have to pay for it, go to it. Go and meet new people. Go and meet new traders. It's the most healthiest thing that you can do as your own trader self. And also the finance side. So investing in the finance, put money into the bot every month if you have a bot. Or, if you've, let's say, made in your desires, you've made £1,000, $1,000 for a week, take out 200, 300 or $400, put that to the side and put it towards your 100K challenge. Yeah. Because we don't just want to work on a 5K challenge or on a 25K challenge. We want to go high. We want to do 200K. Yeah. We're worth it. Yeah. You deserve all that high amount of money. So invest in that, put money aside, get yourself learning. If it means that you need to upgrade TradingView to get more tools, do it. If you need to go onto a backtesting website that offers more tools and features for you to do better backtesting, go and do it. Yeah. Put money aside, invest in your skill, invest in trading, and invest in your education. All right. What is your desired income? Number 7, your desired income, right? So straight away when we start trading, we basically just want to change our lives, okay? And we totally forget about being humble. And what I mean by being humble is there are people that make £11 an hour, £10 an hour, £9 an hour. If you've made a trade and you've made £15, we've made £10, oh my God, that's amazing. Because if you do that times 10, that's £100 if it's £10. Yeah, and if you do that consistently 10 times, another 3 weeks, that's 400. Yeah, talking about £10, £400. That's a lot of money for many people. It's a lot of money. Yeah, I can't remember how many massages I would have to do for 400, but it's hours worth. Okay. So humble yourself. If you are going to make just £50 for a week, amazing. That's £200 extra in your bank account. Incredible. If you're using a live account, yeah. And then let that grow. Start thinking about the potential of making 100 a week, 500 a week, 1,000 a week, and let that keep growing. Really, really embody what it's like as a CEO to make that amount of money. One thing I will say, and again, this is a personal opinion, because in our group, I know we talk a lot about setting goals and targets for the week. But sometimes we can set a target of, let's say, 1,000 for a week if you're on that stage, yeah. Some of you might have £20 for a week as a goal. If it doesn't work towards that, if you've got £4 left for the 20, or if you are at 800 and you want to get that extra 200, but you don't trade on a Friday, but you feel like, oh, I've not made my target. Guys, honestly, bring yourself back to reality. If you've made $800, £800, wow, times that by 4. Yeah? That, how much is that? 3,200? That's incredible. Humble yourself, come back down. Remember that there are people working so hard to make what you've just made, and they might take what, 2, 3 months. You've made it in 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. When I started trading and becoming really good, and I was making, believe it or not, on the challenge, 2,000 per week, that was insane. Yeah. But I had to humble myself, because when you get to that stage, you become like, oh my God, I'm making so much money. Oh my God, boom, straight down, lose everything. Yeah. Remember to humble yourself. You don't need to make millions. A lot of men, oh my God, as traders, if you guys are on the Alpha Capital group, or if you were, goodness, the community is crazy. The men, they just want to make so much money. They're so impulsive. We are not like that. We love to use our intuition and be patient. Yeah. So really use the skill that we have to be there. So this is running out of time. I'm going to talk very fast. We've got one more here, which is basically, as a CEO, what do you sound like? How do you look? How do you walk? How do you act? How do you move? Yeah. It's a really, really big deal because a lot of us, we don't tend to give ourselves credit for who we are as humans, let alone everything else that we've got in our lives going on. But you need to show up for yourself as your highest potential of all time. Even when you're frustrated and you're down in the dumps some days, still wake up early, still get that water in, still be on time, show up for yourself at your desk, get those screens out, analyze, even if you don't feel like you want to trade, analyze. You are a CEO. You need to keep these steps going. You need to keep these habits going. Yeah. When I say, what do you look, what do you sound like? These things change. So when you develop and become wiser and become better at a skill, you start to embody that. Yeah. Start to embody that and things change. It's not about ego in a sense that you're now showing off and look at me and I'm more confident. It's not that, it's energy. Yeah, you need to have high frequency energy because money is a really, really powerful energy. It's so high, and that's why it's so explosive. Because, if we are earning a lot, it's energy is high. If we lose a lot, energy is low. It's like fireworks. So really enjoy to embrace new energy. Open your eyes when you talk slow, be patient, roll your shoulders back, walk like you own the place. Yeah, this is your world, it's your universe, it's your job. You are paying yourself, you are in full control. So act like it, be it. Yeah, you're not trying to be anyone else, you are just being the best version of you. And as time goes on, that best version of you gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You see so many versions of yourself, but you always have to think ahead. Yeah, not the person you were 10 years ago. If you're still the same person even 1 year ago, oh my God, expiry date. Get out of that. Become the person in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time now. All right? Dress like that person, really mirror what it's like to be a CEO. And if it really needs this, go and research, managing directors, CEO traders, what? Hedge funders. Just go and research, watch their interviews, go on YouTube, find more information about the people and just listen to them. Listen to how they talk, how they use their vocabulary, how they walk, how they move. You will see so much that you didn't think that you needed to work on for yourself. Okay, we are exploring ourselves here to become a better trader. And just remember as well, guys, you don't need to know all of this straight away because I feel like I've gone bleh today at you. This is a lot of information and it's fun, it's creative, it's your own design. So, if you've jotted loads of things down, pick out the things that you feel is going to be the game changer for the next month. If it's the showing up for yourself in the morning or drinking more water, just work on those, slowly master them, make them new habits, and then start focusing on everything else. Okay? So it's a lot of information, sorry, but it's good information, yeah? And I've always said this, guys, you are in the best, best, best position of all time. You have trades coming in, trade ideas. You have a coach. You can talk to her anytime. Um, you have a community of education with other like-minded people, and you're getting this for nothing a month. That is huge. Okay, people out there who are paying performance coaches are like £500 an hour. So take advantage of everything you have here and just keep consistent and be motivated. And yeah, I'm going to wrap that up for now. And like I said, make sure you're welcome. Make sure that you watch this back or just listen to it or ask me any questions. I'm going to be here until 9 p.m. in the community if you need to ask questions. Okay? All good, guys? You're welcome. All right, guys. Bye. Gonna read those messages in a second. You're welcome. Okay, guys. Bye, guys.